Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, and today we have our amazing Mech Warrior from Gaogao. Let's go ahead and take a look at the parts. Now, the head unit looks really great, has a lot of differences. There are two V-fins to this, and this is the closed version, but you can see that there are a lot of mold issues, and I feel like the face is a little skewed to the left, and the eyes are not really that great. Now, here is the second V-fin. The V-fin has an open section on the crest that shoots lasers, and I think that's a really nice effect. Now let's take a look at the body unit. The body unit has fixed the issue about the cockpit area dislodging, and this unit has an adapter so you can connect the Proud Defender, but it also connects other backpacks to it. I like that they have a lot of articulation, especially the elbow movement. You can actually put it all the way in front, and there is a lot of movement around the neck area, but there are no more connectors for the side cannons on this. Now, one of my favorite parts of the kit definitely would be the shoulders. I love the retooling that they made on the shoulders. A lot of part separation. Now, the articulation is really great. You can move it up and down, but the issue there is that the fists are easily removed, and of course, the arm guards are easily removed as well. So the issue is still there, and it is a little bit annoying as you connect the armor. And of course, when you're trying to connect the energy shield, it is a little cumbersome. But once you connect that red piece to it, it stays solid, which is a good thing because they fixed that issue. But overall, it's still one of my favorite parts of the kit. Now, another part that has been heavily retooled would be the waist unit. The waist unit now has the connector of the beam sabers up on top, but these connectors are a little loose. They should actually clutch into the beam saber, but the beam saber falls off easily, which is absolutely annoying. It is very cumbersome to put it back on and off again when you're trying to play around with this. But the good thing is that the connectors for the long rifles are now down at the side, and that makes it really a fun factor because you can connect these beam rifles to the side of the waist, and it gives that added thickness to the waist unit, and I really think that it's a very cool gimmick that they did. Now, the leg unit has a lot of retooling as well. You can see a lot of part separation. I like that the boosters are now exposed. The toes are a lot more slimmer versus the previous version, which is thicker, and a lot of articulation are happening down the leg area. Now, the issue with my copy is that the upper leg part is missing, and that is a quality control issue. It totally sucks. Now, going over to the Proud Defender, the backpack is a little terrible because the plastic quality on this is extremely thin, and as you connect it, it actually cracked on my copy, and that sucks. It is very terrible. The connections, though, are really great. The design is beautiful, but the quality sucks. Now, this one right here, this is the beam saber that we have, and the beam sabers don't have the connector ports anymore. Instead, they gave you this other piece that makes it as a beam spear. Now let's go ahead and assemble the unit. Connecting the head to the body, you will experience some issues because the neck connector is unstable. It is shaky and it actually wobbles a lot, making the head connection a little difficult. Now, as you connect the head, you'll notice that there are some seam lines appearing as you push it down the ball joint of the neck connector, giving it gaps. Now, connecting the shoulders would be the most solid part of this kit. The shoulder and the arm sections are just really the most decent connection pieces right here. I had no problems with it. The only problem is that as you play around with the lower arm, the arm guards fall off, and that is just terrible again. Now, if the connector piece for the arms are terrible, the leg units actually make up for that. They connect really well. The problem again is that it's so terrible when it comes to quality that the missing part for the leg is an eyesore. I can see that golden frame, and it's just super bad. Now, as we connect the top half to the bottom half, you try to push it inward, you would feel that the connection really snaps in. So the connection from the top half to the bottom half have no issues, and as you shake that, let's do a quick shake test. There's nothing is falling off from this kit. Now, connecting the Proud Defender backpack to the unit causes some issues. I don't really feel that it locks in place. It actually feels loose and it can fall off anytime. And as you do that, you feel the sudden buildup of weight on this kit, and it is not going to stand. Now, heavy as it is and needing an action stand, it does look good together with the rest of the other Kira Yamato kits, and it's just really nice to look at together with all of them in one picture. Now, the Mighty Strike Freedom is a heavily retooled version of the Strike Freedom. Looking at it, you have a lot of differences from the V-fin to the retooled shoulders. You would see that the chest exhausts are a lot more bigger, while the Strike Freedoms is a little more sleeker. And of course, you would see that the middle gold part is on the upper part of the chest versus the Strike Freedom is down a little lower. The crest down that crotch area is a little more slimmer and taller, and of course a lot of designs on the front skirts. The side cannons as well are a little more longer and thicker versus the Strike Freedom, which is a little more thinner. And of course a lot of the part separation are happening down the legs versus the chunky and thick parts of the Strike Freedom. The toes as well are a little more slimmer versus the ones on the Strike. Now, sideways, you would see that the crest on the Mighty Strike Freedom is a lot more sharper and longer. You would see that the shoulder exhausts are more triangular in shape versus the one on the Strike Freedom. A lot of part separation are happening on the armor section for the arms of the Mighty Strike, and there are some black accents. And of course, you would see the big difference in the backpack of these two. Now, looking down the back, you would see that the Strike Freedom has a very plain back skirt, while the Mighty Strike has a connector piece for the rifles. And of course, the Dragoon system is very evident on the Strike Freedom. Now, if you take a look down the feet, you would see that the feet of the Strike Freedom has exposed holes and gaps, while the Mighty Strike Freedom would have very sleek and covered feet. Now, the design of the Mighty Strike Freedom is really fantastic. I have no issues with the design of this kit. I just really think that Gaogao had a lot of quality issues, especially missing parts. And now you have this gimmick where you can actually connect a lot of different backpacks to this unit. Now here we are, we're connecting the Strike Freedom's Dragoon binder for the backpack, and it looks really great as you use the Dragoon binder and have the Proud Defender as a mobile armor. It looks great together. And now let's see connecting the Mighty Strike with the Freedom backpack. It looks a lot better with this backpack. Actually, I feel that it is meant to have the Freedom backpack. I love the blue on this kit. Now you can also replace it with the Rising Freedom backpack, and it's not really that great looking. I just really think that the black, white, and blue are clashing with the pink beam sabers. Feature wise, you can actually do the full burst mode on the Mighty Strike Freedom. You can point the two side cannons forward as well. And of course, you have an assortment of armaments right here. You have the katana, you have the two beam sabers that when you combine, you can turn it into the beam spear. Now, another gimmick that was carried over from the Strike Freedom to the Mighty Strike Freedom is that you can connect the two rifles and combine it as one to make it as a mega rifle. Now, I think Gaogao did a fantastic job of correcting this issue from the first launch that they have. The energy shield is now very solid with its connection. And with that, let's talk about the things that I like about this kit. Overall, the Mighty Strike Freedom has a fantastic design. It is a big retool of the Strike Freedom. It has good articulation. It has a lot of different accessories, numerous accessories that would make this kit very playable. And of course, the compatibility of the backpack is a wonderful gimmick. Now, as much as I want this kit is actually terrible. Missing parts from Gaogao because of quality control issues. Crunchy plastic down the backpack area that would crack as the moment that you connect some pieces. Gaps in the fittings as you connect that ball joint to the head. Loose connections. Bad face sculpt. And it's extremely back heavy that it falls every time that you play around with it. Overall, we're going to give this kit a disappointing 6 out of 10. And that's pretty much all the time that we have right now, folks. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button, click the like, hit the bell notification, and remember, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay awesome till all are one. Peace out, rock and roll. Bye, everybody. Bye.